but this is her recipe, and I'm not making it exactly the same as this. So I'm going to give you this one, and then you can make some notes to adjust it. So you have two groups of liquids, kind of like if you're making like cookies or something. You have, well, your dried ingredients and your wet ingredients. So you're gonna have two different ingredient sets. In group 1, it is 3/4 cup apricot or almond oil, and then 1/3 cup coconut oil or cocoa butter, and then it's 1 teaspoon lanolin, which I do not use. That is a sheep-based product. I stick to just vegetable oil, so I brought along avocado oil I'm going to use instead.
1 teaspoon of
lanolin. I guess it makes a real like extra silkiness to the cream, but like I said, I have not used that. And then it's 1/2 ounce grated beeswax. And then you can just make this note. So this group is going to be heated lightly to melt the beeswax, kind of like melt the ingredients together, melt the coconut oil. If you were making this in the winter, obviously your coconut oil would be pretty rock hard too. So you want to melt that group, but it has to come to like a room temperature before you mix it with the group 2. You can't mix it while it's really hot. So we probably should do that first and then do the other group. So then the second group of ingredients is 2/3 cup distilled rose water.
You said distilled?
Yes. So a flower water is gathered after essential oils are made. So when you distill plants to get the essential oil, the oil is actually floating on top of water, and they gather the oil, and then the water has been infused with the aroma and scent from the essential oils, and that water is a flower water or floral water. I do not have rose water tonight. I have made rose sun tea that I'm using. It smells pretty fragrant. I think rose water, when I compare, is a little stronger. So the next ingredient would be essential oils. So you could use like the rose sun tea, and you could add like a drop of rose oil or anything else that's nice for skin, like sandalwood essential oil. We're not going to add any essential oils today. I don't like to put essential oils on my face because even that, I'm like, it'll make my face get like really red. I don't know. Well, I do kind of know, but that's
How
another.
much would you put in? Just drops? A couple drops?
For this batch, if you did these ingredients, I would go light, like probably 3 to 4 drops of essential oil. Now, and that's thinking you're going to put it on your face. If you're going to put it on your whole body, everywhere, you might want to make it stronger. You could go like 10 drops. Don't use peppermint. That would. Don't use a mint. Mints are good if you have want a muscle rub. Okay. And then it's 1/3 cup aloe vera. So it's best to use. Do you want to hand me that pumper? That one. It's best to use an aloe vera gel that is meant for the skin versus pure aloe vera, like that you would buy and take as a supplement, because of, you know, we are making this as natural as possible, but you don't want it to spoil like immediately. So by using, so I picked this up, it is pretty good, but there's the aloe vera juice, honeysuckle extract, vegetable glycerin, vitamin E, lemongrass, and then there is guar gum and some kind of hydrox pop something or chloride, which I'm assuming is the preservative. But so an aloe vera gel, as natural as you can find, to use as your aloe content. And then you can add vitamins A and E. So this I picked out because it has vitamin E, and you could possibly just like buy like a, you know, vitamin E caps or something, poke them and squeeze the vitamin E in. But if you look for aloe vera with vitamin E, that would work too. And so that's pretty much the ingredients. Those are your two groups. What you do is you blend group 2 first in a blender, or I have my Ninja over there. And then you drizzle, you add a little bit at a time of the other group and keep blending it. So we're combining oil and water, and oil and water don't mix. They can separate, but if, I don't want to say if you do it right, but if you do it right, it will mix into a cream, and then by keeping it in the refrigerator, it does stay kind of like congealed. If you let it sit out, you will notice like, you know, some separation. So that's the recipe, and you can play around with it if you want to really get into that on your own. If someone would want to do that, now I mentioned like having something to sell here. I would put it in my refrigerator and put a sign. That's not as visible, but if you wanted to make something like that, you could. So let's start with the first group. I did not remember to bring my grater. Who would like to cut beeswax? So technically, if you have a grater, cheese grater, it's easy. Otherwise, just cut small pieces, like just try it, and then we'll need a kitchen scale. Does everyone have a kitchen scale? Mm-hmm. Okay.
Postal scale.
Postal scale. A digital one.
Postal scales. Will that work?
Yeah. All right. I'm thinking we should double this.
Yeah. How much does this recipe make?
I don't remember. 3/4 cup, 1/3 cup. That's a lot. Maybe we don't need to double it. So we're gonna do 2 ounce. Double sounds like a lot.
Looks like it might be a little over 2 cups.
Yeah, I think that one batch is gonna be fine for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of us. So let's just do one. I think I have like 2 ounce tins.
Do you think this whole thing would make about 2 cups?
It looks like, because there's a third and
You're
a
right.
2/3. Well, there's 2/2
Yep.
and 3/4.
I think one batch will give us about 6 of these or more. So we're gonna do one batch. So 1/2 ounce of the beeswax. The other thing I forgot is measuring cups. So who bakes a lot? I can kind of guess measuring amounts because I bake a lot.
Is that dehydrated?
It is a. That's one of its functions. Has a bunch of functions. Who thinks they know what a third cup looks like? I think we used.
How big your hand
It's
is.
about, yeah, it's about 2.5 ounces, so it'd be a little over one of those.
We're guessing here. Jen, do you want to like just scoop what
I
you
can
think
try.
about a third of the cup is into
Sure.
there? I should have measurements here. 3/4 cup apricot or almond oil.
So,
This is what you're gonna use for the oil?
Yeah. All right. Who thinks they can do 3/4 cup? Is that about a cup?
yeah. A third of a cup. Plus 3 of those would be 1 cup. How's that look? Maybe a little more.
Might be about.
And then with my machine, do you want to do a full spoon of this into the coconut, and then you can help me with the second group.
Okay.
Do you want to open this a while? I think it's still sealed. Okay. So this is like my handy machine over here. We got, gonna meld everything together.
Put graded. But that was like a type of grade.
So how do you make your sun tea?
So what I did yesterday, I used just this bottle. I filled it up to about here with water, and then I added 1/2 cup of rose petals, and I sat it. It was sunny almost the whole day. I left it overnight, so I don't know if I got any moon action, but then this morning I just strained it. I drank about a cup of it.
Yeah.
And then put the rest in there to use. I added a little bit of vegetable glycerin because I knew it was going to be sitting out all day, and I just wanted to like slightly preserve it. So if you could, Krista, pour what you think is about 2/3 cup of the rose tea into.
You think this is about a cup?
I think so. You guys want to smell this?
Yeah.
Almost to the top.
Okay. Almost
Yours.
the top.
Yeah.
I'm an artist, I'm terrible at fractions, so I'm like 2/3, don't even know.
Okay. Do we have? No, not yet. Okay. All right. So that and this.
That's
What do you
very
make
fragrant.
Rose. Well, so does lavender. You know, they both make really fragrant waters, especially if you use a lot.
That's good.
Did you say
A little
that-
more, closer to the top. Okay. I probably could.
I just,
Fine.
I can see it. I just can't think of the name of it right now. Give me a second, I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Cilantro. That when it grows and it seeds is coriander?
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
is it just the flower that's the coriander, or it actually the flowers when the flowers seed will be coriander?
The
How does
seed is coriander,
that- Okay.
and then the plant is cilantro. So,
Oh, okay.
a lot of seeds have a different name than the plant.
Okay, I see. cause I had planted cilantro and like my little herb thing and it flowered.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, so can I use that now or what?
I would wait till it seeds and then collect the seeds
And
and
just
then
replant
use it for coriander.
Okay.
Or you could cut off the flowering tops
Mm-hmm.
and let it go at the start again. You know, just chop it in half
Okay.
because it'll just bush out with the leaves and then it'll flower again later.
Okay.
So I do that all the time. Like basil flowers like really quick if you let it grow. So I have to I like always pinching off the flower.
Mhm.
So you're like stopping it from going to seed.
Okay.
But eventually, I'm like, all right, now it's time. You can go to seed now. Let it go.
Yeah, I planted it and it like burned. Just I guess it was too hot where it was. It just got real like it like dried up but it flowered. But like the cilantro itself just got
Did.
burned. Yeah.
Yeah.
So. Oh, that's
Yeah.
never.
Alright, what do we got? That's probably, actually, you know what, cut more because I think we went do a little bit more. Think our measurements might be off.
Cutting beeswax like that is difficult.
I was gonna start doing, I'm due to do the homemade hand soap and laundry detergent, and I'm, now with all my shoulder issues and stuff, I was just gonna get out the food processor with the grater.
Oh, yeah, with the
Because I know-
Fells naphtha or?
I don't use that
Oh,
because
okay.
there's petroleum in it.
Is there?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I was just gonna say, when
I'm
I,
glad you got here.
Yeah.
Do you want to
Maybe
pour
there's
the
another one too, I forget what that one is
water?
I just use the
Tea
regular
water
like
there?
Castile glycerin
called.
soap.
Yeah, the Castile soap,
Yeah,
yeah.
Wayne got me like this big whopping bag full of them he found years
And
ago, and
then-
I'm still working on that. And then,
1/3 of the hour.
so it's, but that's just gonna be like that,
Maybe
and
like
the
2
borax and the washing soda and the water.
Yep, I used to make that and sell it.
I love that stuff.
Yeah, I haven't done it in a very long time because I got really ill with everything, and I was just like, you know what, it's easier for me to just buy
I
the
used to
earthy,
make it.
crunchy stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Well, now but I have like one of those 5-gallon buckets.
That's what I would make it in.
Yeah.
Yep, and then I just got a scoop for it and then.
When I was trying to do a blog, I did videotape myself.
Oh, yeah.
I hate my voice, so it always comes across as Minnie
Sell it
Mouse on the phone,
And
and
brown
in video
bottle.
it just sounds
Everyone's
ridiculous.
does, I think. Yeah, I hate
I
mine
don't
on
know if
video
I
too.
have.
My ex-husband used to make
There.
carrots.
That's why he's your ex. But anyway, I used to make that,
Yeah,
and a lady
I
told
have
me
some
that
in
her
my
son was a
refrigerator right
mechanic,
now, so
and
I
that was
usually
the
drink
only
aloe like
stuff
once
that would get
every
the
day.
most out of his
I get
mechanic's
it at
uniform.
Echo
She
Shop.
loved it.
I've done the soaking the
My mom
grapefruit or
lives
other
there,
citrus
so
peels
They're really nice.
in
It helps
in
with the sore.
yeah.
So
vinegar.
whenever I
Okay.
visit her, I like
And-
go get.
Then you wait
Things
for
like
it
that,
to like
so-
turn color, like
My
you
dad
stick it in the
did as
back of
well.
your cupboard or whatever, and you
Aloe.
just check on
It's
it.
like not
And that is how I found out vinegar cannot be close to a metal
I
pot.
have chopped up some of my own aloe. And I
That's why I brought it up the
tried
other
to,
class.
but I never-
I just remember like going to get it
grow
off
things
and it
well,
just
but
like
for some reason, I
rusted
cannot
around the
grow.
edge, so it looked like a
There's that
canning
word
jar,
again.
but more
For
dangerous.
some reason, my aloe doesn't grow well.
You have to ignore it.
I think that's the problem. I think I overwater
You
my
tend to.
all my succulents. I think I overwater.
I was gonna say, did you hear about years ago that you shouldn't shouldn't ever use the aloe for like sunburn, like from name brand pharmacies, because it's actually basically just sugar. There was very little aloe found in it, and that's when I taught at a women's gathering over a weekend the other year, and I actually just got the aloe from Mountain Rose Herbs when we did the hand sanitizer and like tea tree oil emergency spray and stuff. But that's I found that out, and at
Have
first
you do
know,
that
I'm
whole
just
thing?
buying it and using it off the
No,
shelf,
I'm
and then I was
wondering.
just like,
So much alcohol in it too. It's
yeah,
Because so it evaporates. Like, well, that hurts.
yeah.
Your hands
Maybe
aren't
stop.
being trained.
I think stop.
I think I
So this
blew out my
beeswax is
shoulders
from
today.
the girl who was gonna do the bee talk.
Oh.
She pours her own beeswax. She has a lot of hives.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
I would love to.
I have to have her come back again.
Beeswax information. Because I like getting homemade beeswax for
Do
my
you
lip
ever
balms.
advertise
I have some.
the merchandise?
Nice.
What?
Do you ever advertise in
I
the
used to,
you do?
and I haven't had. I think if I had an ad, which is like I wouldn't want to pay for,
Yeah,
I think
know
I'd
that much
probably
for it, yeah.
succeed. But I paid for like like a little blurby
Right.
thing. My husband paid for like 6 months for his business. Had one call. I don't know. I think you need a full page ad.
I don't know, I look through everything when I.
Do you?
I look at it, yeah, but I'm probably the only one.
I do too, actually. I always look through the merchandise.
I just looked at it this morning.
I'm like, no one looks through the
I
merchandise.
stopped getting it.
I don't get it all the time, I live like on, they go right past my house.
They just don't come.
Yeah.
They
do.
stopped.
You
Like
you can
COVID.
call the Hamburg office, because I devoted 6th grade to 12th grade of delivering merchandisers every Tuesday and Wednesday of my life, so. But I know my, a friend works, well, she did, I don't know, she owns Pinnacle Hypnosis, but she works at, in Hamburg, she works at the merchandiser, or at least did. But, yeah, if people would, as I remember it, of course it's like 86 to 93,
Would you?
if people wanted it or didn't want it, they just call down to Hamburg, and then whoever your supposed boss was would tell you like, hey, don't deliver to 113 Main Street, or
Yeah.
do deliver to it, so.
And I made a mistake. I posted
And
one
there's
spot
supposed to
for
be like
$15
big piles
tonight
in
and
local
another
businesses
14,
if they'll
so-
have them, cause I always used to take like a pile of 20 to the Persona Agway,
Okay.
so it
Nice.
should
But
be
thank you for
around.
Okay.
But again, that was like 2 years ago.
Keep them like there. Okay. So. So now we just have to wait for this to cool down a bit. I can't use it yet. So break. Are we gonna get enough out of all this? I think so. The core tends. So this, that thing gets really hot.
That was fast.
What is that thing?
What is the name of it? I forget.
It's like an Instapot.
It's a Ninja. It's a Ninja all does everything. It has like a lid that, what's it called, pressure cooker.
Okay.
It like has a baking function, dehydrate. So I've just been using it here to dry herbs, and then like if I have to melt something like beeswax.
Nice.
But I can do a lot of things. I didn't want to use the pressure cooking aspect, but it's really quick. and easy. Oh look, we have measurements for detox. Or 2 cups, 1 cup, but not really smaller. All right, so I can talk a little bit more about skin. I feel like sometimes when I talk about topics, I'm like, doesn't everybody already know these things? But
I don't.
okay, so if you're like really studying herbs and you want to help people, you'll probably find that a lot of the symptoms that people come talk to you about have to do with the skin. There are a lot of skin eruptions that occur. And skin eruptions are funny. A lot of them look very similar to one another. I think they're hard to diagnose. Now, I can't diagnose Dr. Ken, but I feel like they have a hard time diagnosing skin things unless they would actually like take some kind of sample and go and test and see what it is. But just visually, unless something is in its later stage of mess, it is hard to tell in the beginning. But the thing that I wanted to focus on is that when you have something happening in the skin, it is a reflection of a problem inside the body. I think probably not for any of you here. There is a disconnect, like our skin is some kind of separate thing. Like I heard on this one teaching I was listening to, how did they say it? We're just this like bag of, talked about how people view themselves as being like this like bag of skin over,
Meat robot?
what?
A meat robot?
Something, I don't know, just people like, just think of themselves like this like blob skin covered thing, you know, like, cause people abuse their skin in so many ways. Cutting your skin creates a scar, so doing that by accident, of course, don't hold yourself, accountable for that. But whenever your skin is cut, you are cutting into the nervous system, and that actually stops nervous system transmission to your body wherever you have a scar, unless you heal the scar. So scars can heal. Vitamin E, sesame oil, olive oil, these different plant oils can go into the deeper layers of the skin and heal that brokenness where the scar is. So if you do have any scars, you can use this that we're making. I would recommend start putting that cream on your scar. We all have a scar. Our first scar is our belly button. It actually does act as a scar, and sometimes digestive issues can be traced back to this like disruption here at the belly button. Why would that scar be irritated? Where do your pants fall? Where does your belt rub? You know, like how tight is your clothing at your waist? So skin is funny in that if you have a spot that you're rubbing all the time, you can often have some kind of rash come up there. It becomes like a weak spot. So use this cream, apply it to scars. Ear piercings are scars. So I learned this from a chiropractor I go to, and he does nutrition response, and it really focuses on how like the nervous system responds to questions and how your body is getting messages to do healing. So they have found, he did all his study with that, where you have a scar, where you have a cut, it's like signal stops. You know, it doesn't go through. There's like a stop there. So put this on your scars. If you've had a tear, if you have babies, if you have any kind of tearing, put this cream there. Episiotomy or not, you probably have, if you've had children, you probably have micro tears. So that's very healing. This cream is very healing for that. Coming back to just like the signals of your body when you have rash, this is your body trying to eliminate something toxic, some kind of toxin in your body that is not going out of the normal channels. So we have so much of our body is about elimination, to be like cleansing and eliminating. So you have your bowels and your liver and your kidneys and your bladder and your urinary tract. If there is congestion or constipation, and I'm not using that just for the bowel, but some kind of stuck point, your body, to not be overrun by the whatever's toxic in the blood, then pushes it out through the skin. So, when this happens, when you see skin things happen, think of nurturing your liver. What liver herbs do we talk about a lot? This year?
Chaparral's one.
Chaparral.
Dandelion.
Dandelion.
What was it?
Milk thistle.
Yeah,
Chaparral.
liver.
And I never, is it two P's? Chapparal, I think. Chaparral.
Yeah.
It is a western herb.
Sounds like.
It's shrubby. It doesn't grow around here. It's dry weather,
It's
heat.
native to Arizona.
Yeah.
It smells
Sounds like a
beautiful after
ranch.
it rains.
It is.
It is.
Um,
It's a really nice aroma.
It is supposed to be very good at getting rid of toxins for
So like
like
drink it in tea?
anti-cancerous, like
Yeah.
really
Drink it in tea?
powerful.
I'm doing a chaparral, a 21-day chaparral cleanse right now. It's a blood purifier, and yeah, it's a bitter. It's a very bitter herb, so it's not like one of your more pleasant teas, but it's definitely a very good blood purifier, and also will work with the liver.
Mm.
So your bowels need to be working to take chaparral, otherwise, yeah, the toxins can't get out, and you'll have another problem.
Yeah, that is so true. So like taking these cleansing herbs, you do always want to have like an open channel with your digestive tract. At the very least, I tell people to drink prune juice. You know, there are a lot of herbs for digestion, some laxative herbs, but prune juice is proven. And aloe vera gel, that is the consumable type. Like this, no. But buying like a bottle of aloe vera that you can take as a supplement. But 8 ounces of prune juice will do the trick. So whenever you cleanse, like Dr. Christopher would teach, take prune juice in the morning. If you were fasting, take prune juice because you need to have the bowels move. So then kidneys is another place to immediately support when you have skin rashing coming up. Like pretty much all types of skin rash. Kidneys should be supported. Kidneys are very sensitive to toxins, to chemicals, to food dyes, etc. So there are many, many herbs that support the kidneys. Some of my favorites are parsley. And we frequently eat parsley in salad, and not just like sprinkling some dried parsley or whatever. Like I'll cut up like 1 or 2 cups of parsley, chop it into the salad. Dill, coriander is good. A lot of the garden culinary herbs support kidneys, bladder. So we are more than skin deep. However that saying goes, like culturally we're just looking at the skin, but I always want to like what's going on deeper than that. It's not about just like slapping something on your skin, like what's going on inside the body. And then there's even, you know, deeper roots than just looking inside, which I'm not going to get into today. So perhaps our group 1 is cool enough. I think so, because the beeswax is starting to, I think that's warm. All right. So Jen, maybe I'll have you be the pumper, because that cord, they should have made a longer cord on that thing. You can't like plug it in anywhere. It's super short. So let's do this first. I think you have to like lean over and be like right next to it.
So just goes where, on top,
Yeah.
underneath? Ooh, that's heavy, and it wasn't
Yeah,
expecting it
see,
to be
you're
as
not-
heavy as it was.
Turn it.
Got it,
Okay,
like
so
that.
just push down.
Okay.
Like 30 seconds. Okay. And I could use a spatula too. Alright, do you want to take off those two things? So I'm going to just give you a little bit at a time and you're just going to blend it. This thing's off.
I would have broke it.
Alright. Maybe just like 20 seconds. Might.
Why do you think it's too hot?
This might be too warm.
What's separating it?
Yeah. Let me get. So I think I didn't have this cool
I
enough.
don't smell anything.
What you can do, if you want to take this, when you take this home, put it in the fridge and go ahead and let it. You can let it cool and harden, and then scoop it back out and blend it again. It might work. Yeah.
Is there still more?
Yeah.
It's looking, yeah, it's looking a little better now. I'm getting more in there, but.
Have you made this before?
Yeah, it gets white and creamy.
I did a impromptu sunburn cream last year when we were sunburn. And I know this arm looks terrible. This arm gets hit with a lot. But this scar is all that's left from the steam burn because I used that. It has a lot of this stuff, not the rose. I use Roman chamomile and lavender essential oils, but like the vitamin E, and I put
That looks better.
I do a lot of the colloidal silver stuff
Oh, yeah,
for the
there
burn
we go.
creams. And because if you go to the doctor, they're just going to tell you to go get the silver
Yeah.
sulfidine cream
Yeah.
at the pharmacy anyway. But actually, my dermatologist was very impressed that I healed myself. This was last year. Accidental burn. I didn't do it.
Burns are the worst. Oh.
Yeah, and this was a steam burn, so
Oh,
it was
my.
like, it was worse than the toaster oven scars. And I was just saying to Wayne, I was just like, why in God's name can I not find pot holder mitts that go up to like my shoulders? Because even when I was working with the autoclaves, they give you like these little mitts that went to here and you had to reach in. And I'm like, what the? And then you get written up. You get written up if you got burned.
I got my husband like these like fire pit gloves. They're great. They come out like your elbow.
I do have one. I did find them at Dollar General just recently for grilling that goes up to here. It's like silicone, and I was like, yes, I'll go buy the whole box.
There we go.
But they're those clumsy ones that is just like mittens. It's not like.
Keep moist to heal them, and so you put the cream on. You put the burdock chip over and then you would wrap
What?
that
Do you have
with
that spoon?
tape
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
replace that like twice.
Thank you.
That's what I did last year with this, but I didn't know about burdock root then.
Okay.
So this
So
was
then
just
you have
like
furniture
the
polish.
shade, colloidal silver.
And then clean.
I can't remember if I used
When I whip out my containers for
jojoba,
making
the
stuff.
essential oils. I think I might have done a drop of tea tree for inflammatory stuff.
Did you know that burdock
But it
root, does that
runs
get like a
terrible sunburn
tassel at the top?
overnight.
Yeah.
And
Almost
that's how
like-
this was.
Like flowers at the top then?
The doctor couldn't believe
'Cause
that
I think
it
I
was
have it
3 days old.
Everywhere
Sunburn
in my
when he
house.
saw it.
Well,
It's
it
like
gets
growing
like
everywhere.
those
Even
little
just
sticky
yesterday,
brown
he's like, I
birds.
can't believe it.
Yeah, almost, yeah, that's what it
He's
looks
like,
like.
"Yours is
Okay,
good."
then it is that.
Right, yeah, I used
Yeah, it
lavender
grew,
and,
like, everywhere.
The aloe vera gel.
Because we didn't
Jealous.
really weed whack
I don't
anywhere.
have- I only have a little bit
That with the burdock
of
leaf.
burdock.
Oh,
And
it
wrap that.
it goes
I think
You
yours
can't even
crazy.
tell. Burdock burn today.
nice. That looks
So-
pretty good now.
And a lot.
Good,
And it was
yay.
okay.
It really
Yeah,
fluffed
I
up.
actually
It's
started
good. It
infusing
really did.
plantain
Here, you guys
seed,
wanna-
nettle, and burdock
Do you wanna
root
lick
to make my.
the?
I wanted to
Did.
do like.
Are
You
you
can
fight
take
over
it.
it?
You guys can
And then,
take
like,
some
the
and put it
charcoal
on
drawing
from the
salve.
lid.
I was gonna ask you, or do you know, maybe with my hands up, how do you preserve the big, lumpy burdock roots in between injury times? Because I don't know what I do get
They're having a secret conversation.
injured. But I wanted to
And they're
know how to,
recording it.
how you preserve the big burdock roots, because when I started coming to the classes, I
Yeah.
learned right away, like you can use that on, you know.
What do you mean, how do you preserve? You have
Like-
to chop it up.
Well, no, I mean like to wrap, to use as a bandage,
Oh, that's the leaves.
No,
Yeah.
yeah,
You have to dry the leaves.
like a Band-Aid. So drying is
Yeah.
okay,
Mhm.
because I was trying to
You
think
re-
like,
you
do you
can
blanch
rehab-
it like a
Yeah, you
tomato
have
and,
to
and wrap in
Yeah,
like,
you have to wet it again.
yeah.
Like put it
okay.
in hot water.
Oh.
Like a minute.
It's not as hopeless.
Then you can reuse it.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, because I'm trying to plan, because, you know, we're not.
Alright.
So we're going to your house.
Oh, yeah, we're harvested, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm like, you
When
can
you're
cut
going
those
there,
down, but leave
Don't
them
waste
like
the-
further on, and you're
Do
allowed
it.
to forage.
Yeah.
Yeah,
stuff,
by our
so I was
berries.
like, it's inevitable, I'm gonna twist an apple the way I am, so.
Good furniture.
Making the polish.
Might have a
I'm
little more
going to put your
polish
cream in
here.
a container, and then you guys are going to get to make labels. Oh, it got really good now. This is how it's
Yeah,
supposed
it
to be.
is. Great.
It is so beautiful.
It goes a long way too.
I know.
Mhm.
Well,
Really
it's
dry.
got some very
And it
pretty-
like makes your, like, my hands are like
Yeah.
shiny,
I love it.
like,
I was doing like a grounding
I know, that's-
spray, and that was
She's talking
one
about
thing I
my
did when I taught a lecture, and it was vetiver, nutmeg, bergamot, and I can't remember what the fourth essential oil was, but that's what I used in my hippie deodorant sticks. And I was making my own deodorant, which I have to get back to, because it's really better than
yeah,
anything
I used to get
So we use coconut oil, okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I just
I
got a
was-
deodorant really like called Ben Soap Company. Because we used goat milk. I just got a bunch of goat milk soap from them, so I was looking thinking about like I just got a bunch of goat milk.
I have a whole bunch of supplies.
Well, I
I
started
used
out
to get
using
that Simply
Wellness
Earth
Mama's
box,
recipe,
the
like in
essential
2012, but I
box
had
that
to
you get every
adjust it
month,
because
and
I had
just
just
supplies left
started
over
giving
from
up,
that.
it was when I went vegan, I was giving up chemicals, so I was detoxing a lot, so the baking soda was really like pulling everything up.
Oh, I know, I actually use baking soda to wash my armpits now.
I do too.
In
And a
Nutri-
pineapple enzyme cleaner, that works pretty well too.
So that's interesting because with skin sensitivity, I find that is my most sensitive area is under the arm, and like using that natural deodorant with any baking soda in, I can't. My body freaks out.
Yeah, I
It
gotta
gets
watch
so
that too.
raw.
You can do
So
like a
I've done
detox, a pit
yeah.
detox, but I,
an EO spray.
Well, yeah, your lymph might be
Mhm.
detoxing from
mm-hmm.
the baking soda.
Yeah.
I know when I stopped using regular deodorant a long time ago, I had like these lumps like that,
Yeah.
like pimply things, like till it like all cleansed out.
So it
I
didn't
haven't
because
done
I've
that.
been I
Yeah.
haven't used regular deodorant for a long time.
Oops.
Maybe 8 years. But
Oh, really?
every time I try something new that has any baking soda in it, gets really agitated.
Hmm. I don't know if it's baking soda or what else. I mean, you could try just washing, just with
Washing
baking
armpits.
with baking soda. That's why I have a box at the tub, and
Yeah.
like, because
Yummy.
I don't know,
It's a
I like it.
Yeah. It exfoliates too.
Mm-hmm. That was one of the old timey, like in the 80s, at least, when I was like a teenager. I had this,
Baking soda.
I had this weird thing I did where I put like all these, with the teeny magazines, the facial things, like one night would be aloe vera gel from Relief, the next night Pepto-Bismol, the next night it would be like mayonnaise and God knows what else, and then the next night it was like, the baking soda mask, and
I used to do that
two times
too.
this way, and all the weird 80s stuff. It was just
Pepto-Bismol, what did that, what was
Yeah, I
that?
never used
it's
Pepto-Bismol.
it's the
The
same
charcoal.
as like a papaya or pineapple enzyme. The bismuth in it actually tingles the stuff out. My dad was always just like. My mom was one, like, she would make this rosemary tea for her hair and stuff. So she's not into this as much as I am. She says she is, but she's not. She's still eating stuff out of the box, like, with chemicals and like rice with 2,000 weird names, ingredient list. But she was very interested, but she's just like,
Just easier to buy it.
yeah. And I'm all like, no, because when the apocalypse happens, at least I know I can preserve a burdock root and put my spray next.
Can you think of some Melinda?
Yeah. You're like, somebody spray their ankle, please. I can heal you.
Wait, let me run to the lavender farm and put that on your burn.
Onions really good for sprains too.
Sorry, I have to
I'm
get
using-
behind
I
you.
wish we would have known this stuff when we were growing up to know as many sprained ankles and broken ankles as
I
you
know.
had. My lord.
I
I didn't have enough- I didn't have enough nutrients in my diet.
Clearly.
I'm at risk for macular degeneration.
I had to forgive my parents for that when I learned about
It's
that.
like
I'm like,
I
they
didn't
fed
do
me.
this.
They didn't feed me right.
onions, and I know honey is in there, but it's all holistic stuff. And then at night
Yeah,
I
I
use
was-
castor
I was-
oil.
I never
Like
was
the
fortunate.
hexane-free stuff. It's
luckily however you
optometrist
put
in
it.
North
I
Carolina.
never broke.
And
The only thing I ever broke was my pinky.
it seems to
But you
be for the
don't
most part,
realize
and if
how
I
much
fall
you
off the
eat
wagon,
something
it's back to
until
like
you can't use it.
dry
You're like,
eyes.
oh man,
But
how do
yeah,
I wash my hair? Like,
onion
One hand
drops.
is
Lost
not
two ankles
easy.
at the same
Little
time.
birdie.
oh geez,
Yeah,
at the
that's
same
awful.
time.
Oh
Oh my
my
gosh.
Guys,
Broke
actually.
two ankles
That
at the
might
same
be
time.
in there. I
Yeah,
never
you
I
really-
remember.
heard of that.
Yes,
You
that
really
was one of the
can,
ones available too, and I
Understand how
decided to go
a
with
handicapped person
the
feels.
Indians
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm sure.
And then
Where is that?
there's some more that have
We're
like
over
berries
there.
like calendula and
Can you give me a
chamomile
paper
and
towel?
stuff.
Oh, no,
I've,
you.
I've sprained
It's just
my
very
ankle, but I've
interesting
sprained
because right
it
away
like
they're like,
6 times.
try
Those brains are
ristasis.
supposedly working.
And
But when I
Yeah,
worked, and they
cyclosporin,
both had to
which
get
is
surgery.
veterinary.
Oh,
They said when you
jeez.
break one of
Autoimmune,
these
which is
bones,
cyclosporin,
you
has
break
been a
three.
godsend
Oh.
for
And
dogs
they-
with dry. So I
Painful.
assumed it was
Very
gonna
I'm
work.
sure.
You know what was the most painful was when you
Oh, a
had
little
to,
bit messy.
after the surgery, you had to put it down and all
There's
those
just
nerves.
sand all over.
I'm
it.
sure.
Like
Just
the blood just had to
tingling,
flow.
rushing
It's
to
like
it.
supposed to
Oh
give me
my.
moisture eventually,
I'm sure.
a few weeks of
I'm
it.
sure.
It's not supposed to
My husband had some major
Feels really-
surgeries done and
The Bernie onion
to his
drops,
foot,
honey, it's just
had
like,
bone removed in his leg and stuff, and yeah, and said the same thing. It's
When you
like
put
that.
your foot
It
Yeah.
down.
feels really good, huh?
Yes,
She goes, oh yeah, you're gonna feel some pain. I'm like, oh my god.
he actually
Like the
had
worst.
a skin patch done on his leg,
Mm.
and he'd be up walking around and stuff, and it looked like,
No.
you know,
Yeah,
just definitely hurts. I can see. It's crazy.
Can I give you guys a sticker?
Fun sticker labels. Aren't they cute? Yeah. Oh, thank you.
your way. So yeah, you can call it rose cold cream, and then write the ingredients. Let me give you a Sharpie. I got green, blue. These are some of those which are white. You can have more than one thing. Right, sure. Here's another blue. Karen, what do you want?
Okay.
You want to grab one?
Yep.
I got another like teal green.
Really here. There you go. Yep.
Do you use any apricot or almond oil in, or is it just
I used the
avocado?
avocado.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oops.
I thought maybe I missed something.
Well, I put almond. Oh well.
I'm gonna wipe these off with vinegar because if you're labeling and you get any oil on the container, it always is hard to make it stick. What'd you say? The sticker, yeah, the sticker's gonna come off. Do you have yours? Or one? Oh, here. I would put the date on here. You can see how long it lasts. Today's date. Usually you want to label everything with the date.
Will it smell off?
I've had it get moldy.
Moldy.
Yeah. It would smell off before you could see the mold. So, I mean, for the most part, I use my nose with my refrigerator. Everything in my refrigerator. I'm like, oh, how long has this been in here?
So what did we use? So we have avocado oil here. What do we use up here?
So it's so the ingredients you want to put down. I used the avocado.
Oh, instead of-
instead of apricot or almond.
And then in place of lanolin, we also use avocado.
I used. This is like a combination. This coconut. You'd have to write all these ingredients down. So I have this coconut oil hydration body oil, and it has sunflower seed oil in it. Apricot. It does have apricot oil in here. Sweet almond oil, vitamin E, jojoba, shea butter, olive fruit oil. We used 1 tablespoon or teaspoon of this. If you want to write this down, it's this particular blend of oils. So as for writing that on your label, I don't know if you want to write all that on.
You might need 5 labels.
Yeah.
I just want to see what
Okay.
That's
The coconut oil, the avocado oil, the beeswax, the rose tea, I would say, instead of rose water, the aloe vera gel, and other ingredients.
So you didn't add any vitamins?
Well, that and this have
Oh.
vitamin E
Okay.
in it. I cheated a little.
I don't think it's closed.
Yeah, I was trying to.
It felt like every time
Are
I
they
went to-
screw shut or do they just lift off?
They screw.
Okay.
That's what I gotta turn on. It doesn't like.
Does it sit right?
Yeah. It pops off.
We got the full one.
Oh, story of my life.
Oh, is
no
yours not
idea.
working?
It doesn't
story of my life.
It's crooked.
Yeah, it, like every time it screws on, it like pops back off again. It could just be the operator. But see if careful tipping it. 'Cause you see what I mean? Like it seems like it's gonna go on, but then you start screwing it, and it like almost like twists back off again.
Could you turn it? I
Yeah.
just want to see what brand.
Did you
it's
notice that?
Yeah.
The
This-
elevator
There's only
is.
one that was, I thought maybe it was just me, but well, somebody else will have a look at them. I thought I didn't have
Scrape
such.
the label off.
I'll just give you another label.
no
It's
big
not
deal.
gonna work, I bet. So what's the problem?
Okay.
I'm gonna give you another label because I doubt that'll stick if you.
Okay. Well,
Put it
I
on.
could try.
Oh, Jen, let me just give you another one.
No. Reduce, reuse, recycle.
Whatever, I'm gonna give you one to take home because if that one peels off,
I got it already.
just take that home.
Thank you. I'll use it as a pick mark. No, I'll make more. I'm sure I will, so I'll use it. Thank you.
Yeah.